Hey, how's it going, everybody, and welcome to another exciting episode of Channel X. It's the weekend. Hope everybody's having a great time. I'm your host, TomDog247. As always, I'm Tom Dog all day and Tom Dog all night. Woo, baby! All right. So, before we do the shout-outs and everything like that, I have to make a quick apology. I know I didn't do an episode last week. Being 4th of July and everything, I was too tired and I needed a break. I really did, from the E3 episodes that I did and everything. I haven't really officially taken a break and everything, so I was completely drained out. I did manage to do one video last week, which was the unboxing video. So, yeah. But yeah, I do apologize for not doing the show. But, one episode missed isn't the end of the world, because here I am. So, I hope everybody has a wonderful weekend and everything. And we're going to get into the swing of things with the shout-outs and the plugs and all that good shit that you love each and every week here. Starting with big shout-out to my good buddy Josh over on Absolute Talk with Josh Albert. He has an amazing podcast, had a wonderful podcast I listened to last week, the other day. Check him out. Go on the Podbean app. You can go on Spotify. You can check them out over on Google Play. Or you can, download the Podbean app. Check them out also on absolutetalk.podbean.com. Definitely worth checking out. He has a wonderful podcast. And definitely worth checking out. So check them out. Absolute Talk with Josh Albert each and every week on the wonderful areas where you can get your podcast fix. And of course, a big shout out over to Gamer Geeks and one of my friends changed the name. It's not Gaming Pros and Otherwise. It's actually now known as Gaming Pros and Hobby Life. So check them out. We always have a good time, and you'll have a good time too. So check them out on Facebook. Tell them that Tom Dog sent ya. And of course, a big shout out to my good friend Marissa, who last week had a birthday. And since I didn't do a show last week, and I know that a week has already passed on her birthday, I feel it's only necessary that I finish her birthday month, finish her birthday by doing the traditional happy birthday shout out. And so I know it's late, Marissa, but still, you still deserve a wonderful birthday. This is your month. So in true Channel X fashion, we've done this last year. So here we go. Happy birthday. Happy birthday from all of us to you. Whether you're a Christian, a Muslim, or a Jew, we want to say this deeply, and all of it is true. We hope that on your birthday that you will get drunk too. Happy birthday, Marissa. So big shout out to her. Good friend Marissa. And of course the plugs. Not the hair plugs, we all know. I don't need them, because I got a haircut. I'm just cleaning my face hugger. It's a little dusty because I haven't been online. So Funko.com, if you have not yet subscribed to their boxes, do so. They are awesome. They are amazing. They are worth every single penny. And yeah, even though they're bi-monthly, you could still buy one today. So check them out, Funko.com. They have Star Wars Smuggler's Bounty. They have Disney Treasures. They have Marvel Collecticore and DC Legion of Collectors. So go ahead, check them out. Do so right now. Again, that's Funko.com, and you can find their subscription boxes all over the place, and you'll love them. So, and this episode is brought to you by M&J Video Games and Collectibles. You can trade in your old video games and consoles, from retro video games, accessories, and systems. You can also trade in your DVD box sets and Blu-rays. You can also trade in your sports cards and novelty items, as well as wrestling collectibles and autographed items spanning from sports, wrestling, and actors. And if you happen to be in the Connecticut area, do so by checking out their wonderful stores. And if you want to know the directions on where you can check this wonderful store is located, or the list of events that they have going on, do so, because they are amazing. Definitely worth checking out. And you can check out their website at mjvideogamesandcollectibles.com. And of course, Connecticon, I believe, is this weekend. So, I think, yeah, it is this weekend. So, I didn't get a chance to go to that one, but there is one I'm not going to miss, and that's Terrificon on August 9th, 10th, and the 11th. It's worth it. It's at the Mohegan Sun. It's at the Mohegan Sun Expo Center. The Mohegan Sun Expo Center in Uncasville, Connecticut. They have a list of things going on there. They have Billy D. Williams from the Star Wars movies, and also he was the original Harvey Dent in the '89 Batman film. Val Kilmer from Batman Forever. He was also in Top Gun and Tombstone. And Robert Wall, who was the star of Airless and was also in the original Batman in the '89 Batman film. Tony Todd, which is also really, really cool. Got some Batmobiles that they're going to be showing off, as well as voiceover actors. My favorites: Rob Paulsen, Jess Harnell, and Maurice Lamarche, and as well as Phil Lamar, who did some voice acting for Family Guy, as well as the Green Lantern in the Justice League cartoons. So this is going to be really, really amazing, absolutely wonderful. Can't miss out on this. You really cannot. And again, it's going to be on August 9th, 10th, and the 11th. So it's definitely worth checking out. And for more information and tickets, you can check out the website at Terrificon.com. Of course, I was there last year and I had a blast. It was my first Comic-Con experience, and it was absolutely amazing. So I am pulling some strings, and I'm definitely going to go this. This year. So, and of course I'll be taking pictures and try to get some things done and have a little bit more money so I can get some autographs and photo ops and everything like that. So, plus I want to talk to the guy that's in charge, because me being on YouTube, I think it would be nice that a certain YouTuber doesn't live too far from Mohegan Sun. I'm just saying. So, we'll talk. So, before we get the show started, we got some people that passed away over the week, this past week. Ross Perot, he was a presidential candidate for a couple of terms. During the early 90s, and he was well known. Well made business, billion. He was a billionaire and everything. He passed away in his 80s. Very sad to hear that happened to him. And of course, the biggest one too, Rip Torn, who was in the Men in Black movies, The Father and Freddy Got Fingered, which everybody on social media seems to remember. Very good actor. He was also the voice of Zeus in Hercules. So it was very sad to hear that he passed away as well too. So yeah. So those guys are going into the Channel X Hall of Fame, and thoughts and prayers to the families. My condolences to the families and everything. So I would do a moment of silence, but I want to get this show out of the way. So yeah, again, I apologize once again for not doing a show last week. It was very sad. And actually, no, it wasn't sad. It was, I've just been very tired, and it was being 4th of July and everything. Had a good time, and hanging out with friends and stuff like that. So it was pretty fun for what it was, and it was good to relax. Very, very good to relax, and I had a lot of fun. So it was good to get a break, but now I am fully rested, and so I am energized, and I know it's 11:38 right now. So it is what it is. So yeah, I have. Hold on. So yeah, I had just gotta do something real quick. Okay. So, all right. Okay. So we have a. So yeah, again, I do apologize for not being around. But you know, I needed a break and everything, but it was well worth the break because I had a great time. And so yeah. So let's get the ball rolling here. So let's get started with some really cool news. Actually, no, we're going to start off with some sad news first, and that is Mad Magazine. Now, Mad Magazine has been around for a long time, even way before I was a wee little tyke. And I gotta find. Oh, I went too far. Ever since I was a wee little tyke, and but yeah, so the magazine has been around for over 70 years, and Mad Magazine and last week, Mad Magazine contributor confirms the publication will cease circulation after almost 70 years. The satirical publication, which once boasted a circulation of more than 2 million, is reportedly shutting down after 67 years. Longtime Mad contributor David DeGran confirmed the magazine, which has not made an announcement, is known for its submersive covers and house style, as well as empowering cartoonists who worked for it. So yeah, has it been? So yeah, no word yet on when they're going to be calling it quits, but it really is sad to see it go. And so, with that being said, Alfred E. Newman is another recipient of the of course, Channel X Hall of Fame. So yeah, once it gets word that there's going to be, when they're releasing their final issue, I of course will be getting that regardless of how much it's worth. And I'm actually going to get 2 copies, one to read and then one to frame. So, of course. It's only fair. So yeah, everybody's making a big deal that on who's going to be playing Ariel in the live-action Little Mermaid from Disney, and the actress and the person that's going to be playing her is singer Halle Bailey. Halle Bailey. Now, a lot of people have been confused at the time that this was out on social media, which was, of course, everyone was thinking that it was Halle Berry playing Ariel. Nice little job. So it was kind of funny, but hell, I wouldn't mind. So I did a little background check on her. She's Halle Bailey is 19 years old, and she's a well-known pop singer. And so I think that's I think that's pretty good. I think that's pretty cool that she's going to be playing Ariel in the live-action Little Mermaid. Now, the backlash for this is an obvious one, because of the fact that Halle Bailey is black. She and in the animated Little Mermaid movie, of course, the girl Ariel was white. So it's a little bit, and everybody was on social media last week saying that, oh, this isn't my Ariel, then go back and watch the fucking cartoon. Okay? Now, when I looked at this, I said, okay, looks like now I have to defend this. Looks like now I have to defend another animated to live action adaptation, which has become a thing here on Channel X ever since my my first discussion on the genie in Aladdin, and we all know how that turned out. So, yeah. Oh, and believe me, there's going to be more. There's going to be more. But we'll talk about that after I talk about this. Now, I don't have a problem on who plays. I don't care who plays Ariel. I don't care if she's white, black. I don't care, because a little known fact, and this is something that hasn't been addressed, that hasn't been brought up for a long time, that originally, that the design of Ariel was actually intended for the character to be black. But Disney at the time said, nope, we decided to whitewash it, which is kind of what they were going with. And I guess the rest, of course, as they say, is history. Now, I didn't really care for the movie, and I'll explain why in a little bit. But here's another fun fact for those, and this has to go with Aladdin. Now, in the animated version of Aladdin, they had to brighten the colors. They had to brighten up the skin tone on the characters, because the original design on the characters were of course Middle Eastern, as depicted in the live action film, which was great. I'm glad that they didn't whitewash that, because I would have been pissed. That would have been the one that got me. Okay, so with that being said, so there was a little bit of a because somebody complained that the characters were Middle Eastern and everything like that, and this was coming off the heels of oh my god, I almost said 9/11. This came off the heels of the Gulf War and everything like that. The war was just finishing up, and they didn't want, and some mother complained that the characters were too Middle Eastern, and this was coming off of the heels of Desert Storm back in 1990 and 91. So it was a strong backlash and everything like that, and so Disney decided to whitewash the characters, and by that I mean they brightened up the characters to make them more Caucasian. That's a true story. That there's a true story. But as I said about Little Mermaid, the original idea for Ariel was for the character to be black. Just saying. But they didn't want that, because they didn't want an interracial relationship with Ariel and Prince Eric. Now, of course, everybody knows about the plot behind this. A 16-year-old girl, Ariel, meaning that she was underage, falls in love with a 20-something-year-old Prince Eric. So that's the reason why I hated that movie, is because of the fact that because a 16-year-old girl was falling in love with an adult. Now, Halle Bailey is 19 years old, and if Disney does this right, make the character old enough so that there's no backlash. Do not depict this live action Ariel as a 16-year-old girl. I'm telling you this, you're going to have a lot of backlash. Plus, it wouldn't be proper. Especially when you have a 20-something-year-old prince. Now, I know in the movie that they don't have sex or anything like that. I understand that, but still. They do make out. And that's all I said. Now, I wonder if there's going to be like an inside joke too, because of the fact that in one scene of the Little Mermaid, near the end where Ursula, who turns into a human and falls, who's a much older woman, of course, so is a 20-something-year-old woman, goes off and marries Prince Eric. So, or almost. But there's one scene in that movie where the priest starts to begins the ceremony, and there was a boner. He pops a boner in one of the scenes. You don't really see it that well now because of because of the technology. They cleaned it up a little bit, but there was a rumor flying around that they were saying that, oh, it's just the guy's knee. That was not no knee. That knee, first of all, was near the pelvis, for number one, and number two, that knee was pointy as hell. So, yeah, sure, it was a knee. He was popping a boner. Let me be the priest in this one. Dearly beloved, we are gathered here today for this service. I'm sorry, but Halle Bailey is fucking hot. And I know she's 19 years old, but Jesus Christ, she's fucking hot. She would look even hotter with red hair. I'm just saying. She really is hot. And she can pull it off. She can pull off playing Ariel. There's absolutely nothing wrong with what they, Disney knows what they're doing, okay? Disney knows what they're doing. And I like it. I like the idea. I love this idea of what they're going with, and I absolutely love it. I absolutely love it. And everybody who, and I said this on the tweet too, that everybody who says that this is not my Ariel, that Halle Bailey is not my Ariel, definitely will rather see a 16-year-old girl, white girl, fall in love with a 20-something-year-old prince. And I said that, and it's true, because that's why I didn't really like I never really liked the animated mermaid movie. So if Disney does it right and not make her 16 years old and make her more adult, then I'm fine with it. I'll be fine with that. But no, do not make her underage. It's going to set off and I'm telling you this, Disney. I'm telling you this right now. You're going to set off all the wrong signals. Kind of like what you did back in the 80s. Because this movie came out in 89. By the way, happy 30th anniversary of Little Mermaid. I mean, the movie made a ton of money. And you want to know something? They didn't go by the book. The book was a lot darker than that. I guarantee you, do this. I'm not going to talk about the book here, but I guarantee you, Google. Do this. Google the Little Mermaid novel. Do so. you're going to be shocked about the original story behind The Little Mermaid. And you will be like, oh, Disney really Disneyed this movie up. Trust me. And not only that, there was no mention of what... But I will say this about the book. There was no mention of what Ariel looked like in the book. Whether she was white or black or whatever. But there is one trailer that got a lot of talk. Also, too. And I know I didn't bring this up in the description. It was, of course, Mulan. They teased the Mulan trailer. I think it was this week, earlier this week or last week, I forgot which. But it was a very good trailer. It was a very, very good teaser trailer. And a lot of people say, "Oh, you missed a lot of characters." It's the teaser. Okay, you're not going to show off all the characters from the animated movie. You're just going to focus more on Mulan. Okay, they did this with Aladdin. They did when they did the teaser for Aladdin. Nobody really saw the other characters, just Aladdin, because that's primarily the main focus. Beauty and the Beast, you never really saw what the Beast looked like. What was the other one that was also a live action? I'm not talking about Maleficent either, because that was already a given. But The Lion King. They didn't really show much of the Lion, so much of the teaser for the Lion King either. When they showed the teaser for the Lion King, they pretty much showed they pretty much showed a little bit of what they showed pretty much Mufasa and Simba and a young Simba. So that's pretty much all you needed to sell the trailer. So the teaser. So that was good. That was good publicity right there. And of course, the Lion King, I think, is out in theaters right now, if I'm not mistaken. But yeah, there's absolutely nothing wrong. And a lot of people say, "Oh, where's my Mushu? Where's Mushu?" Now, I'm going to say something like this right now. Okay, now everybody knows how cartoony Mushu was. Okay, he was voiced by Eddie Murphy, so he was a little bit, he was animated heavily. So, don't be pissed off, and I'm going to say this now early. Don't get pissed off when they finally show Mushu. When they finally show Mushu, that you don't lose your minds, okay? Because it's going to be simple and easy, and it's going to look like a little Chinese dragon. So it's going to look great. Okay, nobody knows what Mushu's going to look like, but I can already predict by watching that Mulan trailer, they're not going to cartoon it up. Okay, they'll probably make it talk, but they're probably going to give Mushu a little bit more serious, even though, which I wouldn't mind Mushu being played by Kevin Hart, being voiced by Kevin Hart. I'm just saying. I am just saying that I wouldn't be surprised if Mushu was voiced by Kevin Hart in this live action adaptation. I would not mind. But the way that they got Mulan in this movie is, from what I saw in the trailer, from the teaser trailer, looks amazing. It looks absolutely amazing. So I'm already happy, but I'm just waiting for the other characters to come in, which I'm going to love. I'm actually going to love, and I'm glad that they're not going to whitewash it. So again, that's going to be great. So, I don't know what they're going to do next, but sounds like there's a party going on and I'm not invited. How dare they? So yeah, this so going with the whole Sonic the Hedgehog thing, it was they announced that they saw that they finished off with the just doing some final touches on repairing Sonic the Hedgehog after the backlash that it received when the trailer came out back in mid-spring. I, for one, had no problem, and of course everybody knows about this, that I absolutely love the trailer. I love what they did with Sonic the Hedgehog and that, but of course a lot of people weren't too happy about it. Oh, excuse me. A lot of people weren't too thrilled about it, so I'm like, fine, whatever. But Sonic is just finishing off, and there has been word on when they're going to re-release the trailer with Sonic, with this new image of Sonic. So I don't know, because I guess a lot of people were having an issue with Sonic's teeth, which really does it really matter? Does it really matter? And his eyes also were a big issue. They wanted him to look more. They wanted him to look more like this than what they showed in the trailer. And also, a lot of people were making a big deal of all songs, why Coolio? And I pinpointed it out when I addressed about the nostalgia from this from the trailer. First off, there were a lot of '90s references in this video, in that trailer. If it's still up, I don't know if it's been taken down or what. I don't know, but of course you got Sonic the Hedgehog, of course. 90s reference all to itself. Coolio, Gangsta's Paradise was a huge song back in the 90s, and with Sonic being a thing in the 90s, I didn't think it was that bad. I love this. I love what they did with this, with the iteration. So it gets a pass. There was and of course Jim Carrey. I mean, was also big in the 90s as well too. Ace Ventura, The Mask, Dumb and Dumber, the list goes on. He was huge in the 90s. Very huge. I know he got a start in the 80s, but the 90s was his decade. It's like whenever there was a movie in the 90s, Jim Carrey was involved in it, and he was phenomenal. He was phenomenal. As I said, Ace Ventura, the Ace Ventura movies, the Mask, the first Mask movie, not that Son of Mask movie, which we dare not speak its name. In Living Color, during his time on The Living Color, he was phenomenal in that. So this was perfect. This was a good fit. I mean, this was a good 90s throwback. So a lot of people were. I did not have a problem with the way Sonic looked. His eyes. I didn't care. I thought that it was fine. You can't make him too cartoony. I'm just saying. His teeth. Really, do we really care about his teeth? I mean, you're gonna be too bad. It's like you're not even gonna see his teeth a lot in the movie, anyways, because he's too fucking fast. I'm just saying. I mean, everybody's so worried about his oral cavities, I guess you could say. But yeah, it's not a big deal. It's not a big deal. But it's so ridiculous. It really is. Everybody's gotta calm down. Everybody's gotta calm down about this. I mean, it's gonna be great, regardless. I mean, the movie will get a pass, and everybody, a lot of people, everyone, as I said, 2019 is the year of everybody just totally pissed off of what the characters, live action characters look like. Even with Detective Pikachu with Mr. Mime, everybody gave him backlash. I'm like, he looks creepy as hell. That's not Mr. Mime. Well, what'd you expect Mr. Mime to look like? He's fucking creepy. You know, he's fucking creepy. And Licky Tongue is also, was also another character who looks creepy, but, what did you expect? What did you expect him to be? What did you expect Licky Tongue to be? I mean, really. But everybody shut up when the movie made money. And that's a true fact. That's like the only good video game adaptation to a film that we've seen. The best one so far. But but I'm telling you this right now. It was like everybody wants Sonic the Hedgehog to be fixed. Wanted them to look like look a little bit better. So the director said, okay, we'll fix him up, to his liking. He was really cool about it. But I'm telling you this right now, if everybody's still pissed off about how Sonic the Hedgehog looks in this new, don't expect them to change it up again, because the movie's coming out in February 14th of next year. So I want to see this movie. I don't want to see this movie delayed even more just because you're not happy with the way Sonic the Hedgehog looks. Let it go. For once in your life, just let it go. Don't hold back anymore. Just let it go. Let it go. He's not my Sonic. Well, good. Continue playing the Sonic the Hedgehog games then, okay? Shit. Or go watch Wreck-It Ralph. Sonic the Hedgehog was a better depiction of the way Sonic the Hedgehog looked. So, I'm just saying. I'm just saying. But ease off on the backlash, because I'm telling you right now, it's like I'm literally tired of I'm getting tired of defending these characters. I mean, I don't have it's like even though I'm having fun with it, I'm just like, really just let it go. Let it go. Ugh. I mean, really. I'm serious, folks. I'm serious. Just drop it. So, but there is one thing we can all be happy about. Cuphead. Yes, Cuphead is still very popular. With Cuphead making huge bank on the Xbox, and now making huge bank on Nintendo Switch. And now get ready for this, folks. He's gonna have his own series on Netflix. That's right. Cuphead is coming to Netflix with some cartoons. So, and the makers of the game Cuphead is also going to be behind it. To get their take on what they're going to be experiencing and everything. And I can't wait for Cuphead to come out. I cannot. So it has been greenlit for a cartoon, and they're doing some storyboards and everything like that to make some wonderful, wonderful cartoons for us. And I, for one, can hardly wait. I cannot wait for this to come out. This is going to be totally amazing. I'm going to be binge watching the hell out of this show when it comes out. So we'll give out more information on when he will show up, and so yeah. So a lot of crazy things happening around the world, around the U.S. of A. I won't get into detail on this, too much detail on this, because there's not really a news article about it, but truck spills pig guts all across the Kansas City highway, causing nauseating traffic jam. So, So animal parts covered on Interstate 670 after a semi lost its load. Several lanes were closed as a cleanup crew worked to rid of the road of the mess. So yeah, this happened in Kansas City a couple of days ago. A few days ago actually. So yeah, it was. So I wonder if it was driven by PETA. I don't know. So the other day, in North Carolina, a massive KFC explosion happened in Eden, North Carolina. Completely exploded and was reduced to rubble. Man. It just like spontaneously combusted from the video that I'm showing. So yeah, security camera footage showed it off, and so yeah, it was pretty crazy. Well, that felt good. So yeah, if I can show this off a little bit, maybe I can show you guys. So, yeah, here we go. So yeah, there it is right there. Watch that. So yeah, take a look at that. That's from a security cam from across the street. That is some crazy shit. But you know, luckily nobody was hurt because this happened after hours. But I mean, you don't fuck around with those 11 herbs and spices. I'm just telling you. You don't fuck around with that. Maybe somebody try to put something a little bit extra. I'm just saying. But no, it's no laughing matter. But all in seriousness, I'm glad nobody was seriously injured in that. But boy, what an explosion. I'm like, holy shit. Just like it spontaneously looked like from the video I showed you, it looked like it spontaneously combusted. It was like spontaneous combustion. I was like, holy shit. But yeah, but again, luckily nobody was injured, so thank God for that. Okay. A little bit more. So yeah, major power outage in New York City today. Massive power outage. Parts of several subway stations are in darkness after the power went down across parts of Manhattan, affecting buildings, television stations, and traffic lights. The NYPD received several calls from people trapped in elevators. Con Edison is reporting at least 90,000 of its customers are without power. I don't know the final results if some power going back on. But yeah, that is pretty crazy. That is pretty crazy. But I don't mean to joke like this, but it is the 30th anniversary of Ghostbusters 2. And there's a scene in that movie where the power goes out in Manhattan. I'm just saying. So I sense a connection. But no, it's no laughing matter. And it's like, hope everybody is safe and nobody is hurt or anything like that. But man, I would never want to be in an elevator being trapped when there's a power outage. No sir, that's just too much scary. I mean, I'm sorry, but if there's a woman in there with me, we're gonna have to hook up. I'm kidding. I would do whatever it takes to calm her down. And by that I mean hook up with her. But wouldn't that be an awkward cliche? Whenever you see, like, you ever watch those sitcoms where you're stuck in an elevator and there's a pregnant woman inside and she's about to give birth? I would not want to be there when that I really do not want to be there when that happens. I'm like, oh shit, what do I do? There's no hot water, there's no drugs on me. And there's no stirrups. And I don't know what to do. I'm not a certified doctor, and I do not want to, and I would have no choice but to give birth right then and there. Really. Oh man, but that would be crazy, That would be crazy. And hoping that she's a single mother too. I'm kidding. I'm evil. I am evil today. It's the heat that's getting to me. It's fucking hot in here. It's like, let's see. We were in the 80s today. What's the time? Yeah, it's 70 degrees outside. In beautiful Connecticut. Clear skies. Yeah, let's do the weather while we're at it. There's zero precipitation. So yeah, clear skies. In Connecticut today, 70 degrees. Feels like 80. On Sunday is going to be reaching up to 84 degrees in the afternoon. With clear skies. And it's going to rain on Wednesday. Whoopee. Well, that's pretty much all the time I have for today. Be sure to tune in next Thursday rather, on another wonderful episode of Channel X. And thank you all so much for allowing me to entertain you into your homes. And we'll do this all again on Thursday. So be sure to tune in for that. Be sure to follow me on Twitter at TomDog247. If you missed any of tonight's episode, you can check it out as soon as I turn off the camera. Leave a thumbs up if you like it. Comment down below what you think about Ariel. On Halle Bailey being the live action Little Mermaid for Disney. I want to know what you have to say. So go ahead and comment down below. Ringy dingy that bell so you can stay notified of what I'm going to be doing next. And also, more importantly, more than anything in the world, and I would love you guys for it because you guys are awesome. Spread the word, share the love, and tell them, like I'm telling you, for all you noobs out there, face hug that subscribe button. We'll see you all again here next week. Until then, this is Tom Dog saying take care, so long, peace.